Hi, welcome to Foxy Little Nuggets, where the delicious homemade custard of politics meets the fish fingers of reality, and one is left wondering, what the hell are you eating? First story we got here is the Department for Education. Now, hackers have reportedly stolen 607,000 records. The compromised information includes names, job titles, telephone numbers, email addresses, real addresses of civil servants, head teachers, university staff, other people involved in education. 607,000. Didn't know we had that many. Both the department's help desk and its records connected with the Turing scheme were affected. A group calling itself Exfil Squad has claimed responsibility on the dark web. The Department of Education has referred itself to the Information Commissioner and the National Crime Agency. Lucy Powell, who's recently been on holiday and was seen dancing in Mallorca, God help us, she's the dog whistler, she's the one who thinks that terrible things done to children aren't important, has been told, and she said, it's terrible, we'll have to do something. So she goes out, she steps away from her job for 5 minutes, only in the job 3 days, and then she leaves. Then this happens. It's almost as though she knew it was going to happen and didn't want to be there, building an alibi, perhaps. But not the ideal start, of course, to a new ministerial job, is it? Traditionally, education secretaries spend their first few days being photographed in classrooms, looking at children, pretending they care. But we all know she doesn't, so she can't really do that. What do you want to be when you grow up, little boy? Not raped? Lucy Powell instead gets a major cyber attack, a criminal investigation, and several 100,000 people wondering why their sensitive information was guarded with the digital equivalent of a bicycle lock. And this is the same government that wants to trust us with digital ID. Your data's safe. Is it buggery? Anyway, second story today, we're going to talk about Sarah Sackman. She's called for Union flags and St George's flags across her Finchley and Golders Green constituency to be removed. The flags appeared on lampposts as part of the Operation Raise the Colours and have been there all through the World Cup. And she said, well, the World Cup's over now, let's take them all down. They're offensive and divisive. I don't think they're defensive, or do I think they're divisive? What is exactly wrong displaying the flag of the country in which you live? And what is wrong with flying the flag of the country for which you are an MP? If you are an MP and cannot stand the flag of the country in which you are an MP, perhaps you should stop being an MP, or better still, FRO and find a better country. But that's what it is. Patriotism is only acceptable when it's been licensed, risk assessed, and they're using it to employ young men in the military so they can go abroad and fight and die. All for the greater good of the Labour Party, of course. Got to be a part of Andy Burnham's army. No thanks, mate. It's more like Fred Carno's, isn't it? Anyway, third story. Andy Burnham, funnily enough. Of course there is. There's always a Burnham story, isn't there? He has been urged to meet terminally ill patients and those who are close to death. This is after effectively putting the proposed legislation on assisted dying. When he says on hold, what he means is he wants to cancel it because he's a Catholic and he doesn't agree with it, and so he thinks that we should all bow down to his religious beliefs. I don't have any religious beliefs, and I certainly won't bow down to anyone like Burnham. But the Prime Minister says Parliament should not proceed until Britain has repaired its palliative care and social care systems. Oh, we should not proceed. So we should let people die in agony until we can fix other things over here. Yeah, I question his humanity. I question his ethics. I question everything about the man. There is no meaningful freedom of choice if a dying person is requesting assistance because the proper care doesn't exist. That patient's going to die anyway. Give them dignity. Give them peace. Give them painlessness. No, not Burnham. You must suffer. My Catholic faith demands it. Who was the other horrible Catholic? Mother Teresa. Oh, they made her a saint. She was a bitch. She said, Poverty ennobled people. Look how noble these people are in poverty. Fuck off, you evil cow. She said that they shouldn't be treated so quickly and so readily. A little bit of pain and suffering does their soul good, she said. She had thousands of people like this. Then, of course, when she got ill and went dying, she went off straight into a private hospital. Of course she did. Two-faced twonk. Well, what can you do? Campaigners, though, say that, Burnham's wrong. He needs to meet the people who are actually dying and hopefully then see why they want to be able to ease their way from this mortal coil. Join the choir invisible and all that. The trouble is, he's saying it's postponed, but for those near death, well, it's not postponed, is it? For them, it's cancelled. They're not going to be around, are they? Quite evil, really, isn't he, Burnham? Forcing that on people. Anyway, Ed Miliband, a fourth story here. Ed Miliband has reportedly taken greater control of the Labour Party from the position of Foreign Secretary. He's taken an awful lot of powers that previously were in the Cabinet Office, and he's grabbed them and he's run, and nobody seems to want to stop him because he's now in charge of the Brexit reset. Previously, as I say, a Cabinet Office job, previously done by Nick Thomas-Symonds. Now Miliband, Andy Burnham and the Europe Minister Hamish Falconer will play the leading role in talks with Brussels over such diverse things as food standards, energy arrangements and youth mobility. Well, we've got a lot of youth mobility, haven't we? I think there's nearly 1,000 come across the channel today. Brexit supporters, though, fear this reset will involve Britain taking European rules through so-called dynamic alignment, even though nobody in Britain has been asked whether or not we want to take these rules. We're certainly not going to get a referendum to rejoin. It'll be forced upon us. Because, dictatorships. Not allowed to ask the people. Now, Miliband has never encountered an international agreement, environmental regulation, or expensive transnational project that he did not immediately wish to embrace, subsidise and connect to the national grid. And this is another one of them. He wants power. He is technically, in terms of foreign policy, more powerful now than the Prime Minister, because he's now acting as the Cabinet Office itself on matters of international diplomacy with the EU and with transnational bodies over energy, trade, food supply. None of this now exists within the Cabinet Office. Burnham's lost all control over that. It's almost as though Burnham is really, really stupid and didn't realise that giving Miliband any kind of job was a dangerous thing. Well, he's finding out. I don't think that this will be the last thing, the last bit of power that Miliband embraces. Well. And finally, let's water things down. Carling, it's watered down. It's gone from 4%. This is its premier beer, the Black Label. Has gone from 4% to 3.4. I think its normal brand is about 3.4 anyway. But they say, oh yes, the perfectly balanced and refreshing taste. Well, I suppose so, if you enjoy drinking cat's piss. But they've weakened it, of course, because of tax. The fact is, sales for Carling have fallen more than 15%. And the reason is, people have realised that it's, cat's piss. It's honestly, it's monkey diarrhea in a tin. It's horrible stuff. If you want a nice lager, there are many, many more out there. Thousands out there. Actually, some Indian beers. I like Kingfisher. I don't mind that at all. I think that's better than Carling, that's for sure. There are things like... I'm not particularly a lager drinker, but I had a Hawkstone the other day. That was nice. What's the Italian one? Beer or something. It only comes in little bottles. That's okay. It's very refreshing. Some of them are nice. And, of course, the best in the world, which is Kio, which is what I drink in Cyprus. That's really nice. As indeed is their brandy, but that's an entirely different thing. But there's the old advert used to say, I bet he drinks Carling Black Label. Well, I'm going to say, not anymore. Now he drinks non-alcoholic cat's piss. God, it's sad, isn't it? There we go. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks very much. You've all been marvellous. Do hit subscribe. We're very close to a new target, which would be nice. Got to get there. And I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye.